Isaac and his mother lived alone in a small house on a hill. Isaac kept to himself, drawing pictures and playing with his toys as his mom watched Christian broadcasts on the television. Life was simple, and they were both happy. That was until the day Isaac's mom heard a voice from above. Your son has become corrupted by sin. He needs to be saved. I will do my best to save him, my lord, Isaac's mother replied, rushing into Isaac's room, removing all that was evil from his life. Again, the voice called to her. Isaac's soul is still corrupt. He needs to be cut off from all that is evil in this world and confess his sins. I will follow your instructions, Lord. I have faith in thee, Isaac's mother replied as she locked Isaac away in his room, away from the evils of the world. One last time, Isaac's mom heard the voice of God calling to her. You have done as I asked, but I still question your devotion to me. To prove your faith, I will ask one more thing of you. Yes, Lord, anything, Isaac's mother begged. To prove your love and devotion, I require a sacrifice. Your son Isaac will be this sacrifice. Go into his room and end his life as an offering to me, to prove that you love me above all else. Yes, Lord, she replied, grabbing a butcher's knife from the kitchen. Isaac, watching through a crack in the door, trembled in fear. Scrambling around his room to find a hiding place, he noticed a trap door to the basement, hidden under his rug. Without hesitation, he flung open the hatch, just as his mother burst through his door, and threw himself down into the unknown depths below.
Hello everyone. To whom it may concern, this is the start of a new series on the YouTube channel. Figured I'd step away from music for a little bit since I'm broke. Something that I bought before turned out broke anyway was The Binding of Isaac, and as you can tell, it's been heavily modded. It's in no way a new game to me, but I do want to share it with people who may be interested in seeing it. It's a very close to my heart kind of thing, and I'm still not completely done with it, but I really love this game. And to keep this video short, I will be using The Lost. His gimmick, okay, all these characters have some sort of gimmick that makes the game either harder or easier depending on which gimmick it is. And this guy's gimmick, he can take one hit in every room, and after that he'll die. And you'll see what I mean soon if you aren't familiar with it. What the heck? Okay, I forgot how modded it is. This is heavily modded. Okay, well. Ouch. That was the Holy Mantle. The Lost starts with this item and it gives him a sort of shield. One every room. And it seems kind of overpowered, but after you get hit by that a second time in the same room, you die. It's not that fun to play, honestly, but he has really good... Okay, maybe if I make it past the 1 minute mark, I'll end the video after I die. But he cannot pick up health. He has no health upgrades. And a lot of hearts and things have no real benefit to him. This item was called the Ludovico technique. Lets me move around my tears with the arrow keys, which usually would be letting me shoot my tears out like bullets. This is very heavily modded. Yeah. And this is one of the game's many bosses. This one's pretty old, I'm sure. Was one of the original bosses back in the Flash version of Isaac. You used to be able to play it in your browser, but this is the remake that you're supposed to buy off of Steam. They did make a Flash version that you could buy off Steam too, but it's not as polished, I would say. There was definitely a lot of effort to put into it, but there's just more detail on this game, more content overall. Maybe some other time. This is consolation prize. As the description over here says, it'll increase my lowest stat. And why isn't... Okay, I'm sorry, is this supposed to... I'm sorry, why isn't it showing that? Oh, that's annoying. Okay. Okay, so this is how it's supposed to look. Consolation prize will increase my lowest stat. So over here, we have all the core stats for each player. I currently move 1 tile per second, is what I think this is trying to say. If I were shooting regular tears, I would be shooting 2.73 every 2.73 tears every second or so. Damage is how much damage I do to enemies when the tear hits. Range, obviously that doesn't apply much here since I've got this item, but it would let me shoot further away. Tear speed lets the tear move faster, kind of self-explanatory. Luck, it affects drop rates with consumables like bombs, keys, and hearts. Usually pretty good. I got a range up with that. Certain rooms are guaranteed to spawn on every floor, but you have to do some work finding them. You're kind of supposed to play safe with the Lost, as far as I'm aware. Very delicate. Yeah, I kind of regret grabbing the Ludovico technique. I would have been able to show you guys all this. Go away. No. You're annoying. No. Okay. In the game, there are also special kinds of consumables that go in the bottom right corner. These can be cards, pills, dice, depending on if you have the item or not. And usually you're able to hold them for something, because when you use them, they have an effect that only lasts for one room or so. For example, some might give you a temporary damage up, some might give you a temporary extra heart, some might make you... You know that superstar power up from Mario Bros? It might make you do something like that. Point is, they're important to save for later, like in boss rooms and such. Leave me alone. Crud. Banana. There are a lot of different kinds of enemies and a lot of different kinds of items. And a pretty big part of that is item groups and item pools and enemy types. For example, those flies that you just saw me eviscerate. Oh. Goodbye world. I guess I did make it past the first floor, so I kind of have to end the video now. Goodbye. Thank you for watching. I'll explain more of this game in the next video, if there is one. See ya.